Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the commencement exercises for the class of 2026. I am your class secretary, Hannah Newman. Gentlemen, please remove your mortarboards for the Pledge of Allegiance and the National Anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the National Anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing. And now, our class treasurer, Erilyn Hutchinson.
Will the senior choir members please come forward, and will everyone please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem? And now, here is our class vice president, Faith Johnson.
Please be seated. Okay. Please bow your heads for the invocation. As we gather today to celebrate ourselves, the class of 2026, we are also given an opportunity to reflect on the values that have shaped and guided us throughout our time here at Southport. Here at Southport, we are forever taught that our value isn't measured by our grades, our titles, or our achievements, but more importantly, the character and young adults that we have become. The core values here at Southport, such as a sense of community, integrity, and responsibility for growth, have shaped us all into who we are today and the people we are graduating as. We are taught to be honest, even when it's difficult, and to always lead with our hearts. As it says in Proverbs chapter 10, verse 12, hatred stirs up conflict, but love covers all wrongs. So as we move forward with our lives and continue to grow both our hearts and minds, may we continue to lead with the values that were instilled in us as Cardinals. Lord, please continue to teach and guide us to choose unity over division, to stand up for what is right, and to treat everyone with equal respect, as we were taught and shown by our mentors here. Please also continue to remind us that our voices and actions hold immense power, and we are all capable of making an impactful change. Thank you to the supportive and inspiring staff here at Southport who have all played a role in shaping us into the people we are today. Your guidance and compassion don't go unnoticed, and for this, we will forever be thankful. As we continue our journeys, although separate from one another, always remember to act in a way a cardinal should, and that God will forever be cheering for you and by your side. Amen. And now, our class president, Kamaya Davis-Muff.
Good evening, everyone. Before I start, I'd like to give thanks to God because without Him, I would not be here today. And I want to thank my parents for the sacrifices they've made for me throughout my entire life and for locking in and standing on business every day because it wasn't easy. We moved here when I was 13, and it's kind of weird because I didn't grow up with all of you guys. But if you were to ask me, would I be president? I probably would have said yes because I wanted that. I mean, I wanted a lot of things. I wanted the new iPhone, some Robux, some Crocs with the stickers, and throw in some snacks and some white chocolate, and I'll run like I was on a track. But look how far we've come. We went from Musical.ly to TikTok, from Renegade to Scuba, from COVID to hybrid to in-person, from Fine to Huz, from You 8 to You the Birthday, from Ugly, Chop to Chuz to Chud, from 21 to 6'7". And now we're here, not to celebrate the past, but to celebrate the future, our future, because we made it. If high school taught me anything, it's this. I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. It doesn't matter if you have 1 friend, 2 friends, or 100 people around you. If the people around you aren't helping you grow, encouraging you, or making you better, then none of it matters. And those people shape who you become. Today isn't just about what we've done, it's about what we will do next. Because once we walk out these doors, we get the opportunity to start again. No matter what happened during your high school years, whether you struggled, failed, succeeded, or felt completely lost at times, you have another chance. And when you leave today, leave the negativity here, the pressure here, the embarrassment here, the mistakes here. Leave it in this gym. Of course, we'll remember the memories. Every moment mattered. Every experience helped build us into the people we are today. But don't let high school define the rest of your life. Whether you're going to college, learning a trade, starting a business, or still figuring things out, don't let society define your happiness or your success, because success looks differently for everybody. For some people, it's a 4.5 GPA or helping support your family. For some people, success is simply finding peace and being happy. Success is determined by you, and once you stop letting the world decide what success should look like for you, life becomes a lot lighter. One thing life has taught me is this: the only thing promised to all of us is that we live, and someday we die. So don't spend your life afraid to live. Don't stop chasing something because people tell you it won't work. Don't give up because it takes longer than you expected. And don't let failure convince you that your story is over. Keep trying. No matter how many times people doubt you, no matter how many times you doubt yourself, keep trying because eventually you will get there. And another thing I learned, shortcuts don't work. Cheating, ChatGPT, laziness, avoiding the work, eventually it all catches up to you. Growth only happens when you put in the work, and every single one of you guys have put in the work to be here today. Maybe some of you think you could have done better, but the good thing about life is that growth doesn't end today. So before we leave this building, I want everyone to think of one thing they want to improve about themselves, just one thing, because that first step could change your entire life. Before I finish, I want to say thank you to our parents and family, our teachers, our coaches, our friends, and honestly, even the people who challenged us, because every moment, every lesson, and every person helped prepare us for today. And I'm proud of every single one of you. Even if you don't see it yet, you are capable of amazing things. The sun can't shine everywhere at once, but eventually, it reaches everyone. And lastly, whether you know me personally or not, thank you. Thank you to the people who supported me. Thank you to the people who correct me and the people who pushed me to be better. You helped shape me into who I am today. So class of 2026, look how far we've come, and look how far we still have to go. Thank you. And now, I present to you Southport High School Principal, Mrs. Amy Boone.
Good evening and welcome to Southport High School. Thank you for attending this event. At this time, I would like to introduce the guests on stage. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Guests, please stand when I call your name. Perry Township Superintendent, Dr. Patrick Spray. Associate Superintendent, Mr. Chris Sampson. Assistant Superintendent, Mrs. Jane Pollard. Assistant Superintendent, Mr. Jeff Spencer. Director of Secondary Education, Dr. Brian Knight. School Board President, Mr. Jim Hernandez. Other school board members, Mr. Lee T. Shively, Mrs. Emily Hartman, Mr. Chris Lewis, and Mr. Shrey Mong. Southport High School administrators, Associate Principal Mr. Eric Woodkey, Assistant Principal Mr. Joseph Horvath, officers of the class of 2026, Kamaya Davis Muff, Faith Johnson, Hannah Newman, and Erilyn Hutcherson, and the two students who will be giving speeches tonight, both of whom are graduating with the greatest distinction of summa cum laude, are Gabriel Harmon and Aiden Quinlan. Now, please welcome Gabriel Harmon.
Good evening, friends, family, teachers, and the class of 2026. Today is the day that we spent the last 4 years dreaming of. Finally being out of the rigors of AP and DC courses. Finally not having to wake up at 5 a.m. to be in a classroom before the sun rises. And finally not having to deal with the pain of a 15-minute wait, bumper to bumper, to leave the school in the afternoons. Even though today is meant for us to take the first steps into the next successful chapter of our lives, I want to take you back to where it all started for us, right here. Walking into the field house for the first time as a freshman was overwhelming and stressful. Thoughts of, holy cow, this place is huge. Does my hair look good for my picture? And how am I supposed to fit in here? Raced through our heads as we tried to sing the fight song for the first time. I still remember finding out about the ghost hallway and making my very simple route to my first set of classes on freshman orientation day. When it came time for the first day of school, we all were feeling those butterflies. This is where we were going to be for the next 4 years, and this was where we were going to leave our mark. Now I can confidently say that we have achieved this with outstanding success. And as the entire class wraps up their journey where it all began for us, we can all hold on to what SHS has taught us and the memories that will last forever. We have learned how to be leaders that achieve success, whether it was our 36-0 victory for our football team on senior night this year, or the cultural showcases that drew all of us closer. We have learned what success in the real world will look like thanks to all the lessons from our teachers that we probably should have paid a little bit more attention to. And we've learned what it takes to grow the community closer with the astonishing success of CardFest 2025. If you would have told freshman Gabe about all the things our class has done for the fabric of SHS, my jaw would have dropped. Never would I have thought I'd be up on the stage talking about all the accomplishments our class has achieved. And now we're here, crossing the finish line where it all started. Though some of us will go on and achieve great triumph in the real world, I challenge all of us to remember the halls that shaped our success. We will forever be connected as the class of 2026. I hope that SHS will endlessly be ingrained in your hearts. Thank you for the past 4 fabulous years, and for always and forever, go Cards. Now I present to you Aiden Quinlan.
When I first sat down to write this speech, I looked at the blank Google Doc hard and gave it lots of thought. I wanted to give a speech that everyone could relate to and give a speech that captured the immense accomplishment of everyone in this room. Then I decided that that wasn't that day's problem and I would figure it out some other time. So I pushed it off and began writing it in the middle of the school day that it was due. I will admit, not the greatest plan. I couldn't figure out why I was having such a hard time getting started, but then I realized. The more I thought about it, the more I realized that it is impossible to fit 4 long years of memories into a 3-minute long speech. Like for starters, storming the football field after our first win here at SHS our sophomore year, or my dad tasing Mr. Knight at homecoming that one time, or the explosion in the chemistry lab, or the ice walkout earlier this year. There are so many memorable moments in this speech that could last the entire 3 minutes just listing them. I know everyone just wants to watch their seniors walk across the stage, so I'm getting there. I promise. All of these moments have one thing in common. We experienced them together right here at SHS. We don't remember every assignment or test we took. We remember coming to school to see our friends. We remember those student sections, proms, and homecomings. We remember those days that started out as just a regular day that turned into a permanent memory. Even though everyone loves to reminisce and look back sometimes, it's important that we remember to keep looking forward. Yes, we just finished 12 long years of school. Our entire life is still ahead of us. I know it can be daunting at times, but it's important that we look at it in a different light. I watched one of my favorite movies recently, and a quote stuck out to me. It went, "It is easy to feel hopeful on a beautiful day like today, but there will be dark days ahead of us too. And there will be days where you feel all alone, and that's when hope is needed most." I hope the Spider-Man fans in this room caught that. But the point is, it is okay not to have everything figured out and to be uncertain about the years ahead. That is not failure, that is purely just life. People in this room are going to change their major, change their career, and change their goals, and that's okay. Everyone wants to have success in their life, but most people can't even describe what success even is. I think what is more important is growth, which is perfect for us because growth happens in times of uncertainty. Not knowing what the future holds for you forces you to fail and figure out who you are. As the ceremony ends, we all move on to our next step in our lives. I hope we are able to remember that life isn't just getting that high-paying job or becoming famous, but growing and becoming better than our past selves. Even though our growth will look different, we will always be tied by the time we spent together here at SHS and shared over these past 4 years. Always remember to keep moving forward and always hold on to hope. And as always, go Cards. And now, our principal, Miss Amy Boone.
All right, good evening again. It is my honor to welcome you again to Southport High School's commencement ceremony for the class of 2026. To our faculty, district leaders, teachers, administrators, and staff members, thank you for the countless ways you have supported and guided this class. Your belief in our students and commitment to their growth helped shape them into the young adults they are today. To the parents, guardians, and families, thank you for entrusting us with the most important people in your lives, your children. Please know that during their time at Southport, your students were challenged academically, supported emotionally, and loved unconditionally. They learned not only content but character, and they leave here not just smarter but stronger. And to the class of 2026, you made it. And here, in the best high school field house in the state of Indiana, we are incredibly proud of you. Along your Perry Township journey, we've also experienced loss. Some classmates, teachers, family members, and friends are no longer with us, but their impact and memory remain part of this moment and will stay with you always. Members of the Southport High School class of 2026, tonight is your night. Tonight is the celebration of 4 years filled with growth, friendships, challenges, accomplishments, and memories that brought you to this moment. As I thought about what I wanted to say to you tonight, I kept coming back to lines from the song Good Old Days. The lines go, "I wish somebody would have told me, babe, someday these will be the good old days. Because someday soon your whole life's gonna change. You'll miss the magic of the good old days." The truth is, these are the good old days. The loud student sections, the late night homework and cram sessions, the long practices before games, performances, and competitions, the 5-minute passing periods through the crowded hallways, the navigation of your Chromebook through weapons detection, the anticipation of your zone being called so you could eat lunch in the cafeteria, the Starbucks and 7 Brew runs that may have made you a little late for our 7:10 start time, the classroom routines that felt ordinary at the time but somehow became unforgettable. And right now, you probably can't imagine missing any of it, but someday you will. Because someday you're going to realize the magic was never only in the major events, it was the ordinary moments you shared with people who mattered to you. The people sitting beside you who knew you before the world expected you to have everything figured out. And maybe that is what makes graduation so emotional. It is both an ending and a beginning. You're leaving behind a chapter that helped shape you to who you are while stepping into one that is still unwritten. Class of 2026, Your story at SHS has been unforgettable. You filled these halls with energy, personality, resilience, and pride. You built a community. You created opportunities, and you gave people reasons to believe in what Southport can be. You reminded us that school is far more than grades and assignments. It's about belonging, it's about relationships, and it's about shared experiences and connecting with people forever. Like Gabe said, you're not going to remember every test and every assignment, but you are going to remember the moments. You're going to remember the club meetings and iPass. You're going to remember the first ever Card Fest. You're going to remember the cultural showcases and all the stuff that started as just another day that somehow are going to become some stories you'll remember forever. And through it all, you grew. You guys learned how to lead. You learned how to support one another. You learned how to persevere through uncertainty. You learned that success does not look the same for everyone. And as Aiden said so perfectly tonight, growth often happens during uncertainty. Life is not a straight line. Some of you will change your majors, careers, goals, and dreams, and that's not failure. As Kamaya said, it's growth. And the goal is not perfection, the goal is growth. There's one thing that I hope you take away from Southport is this: do not spend your life afraid to live it. Take chances, try new things, and fail sometimes. Learn from it. Keep moving forward, keep showing up, because the people who change the world are rarely the people who had everything figured out at 18 years old. They're the people who kept growing, kept trying, and kept believing that something was better. And maybe that's the real reason, the lesson behind the good old days. The good old days just aren't high school. Someday the college apartment with mismatched furniture is going to feel like the good old days. Your first tiny house or apartment will feel like the good old days. Or staying up late with friends, the chaotic years of building careers and families, and the moments when life feels uncertain, messy, and exhausting and imperfect. One day you'll miss all of those seasons too. Because life moves quickly, and too often you don't realize how meaningful a moment was until it's already passed. So don't wait for life to be perfect before you allow yourself to appreciate it. Cherish the journey while you're living it. Cherish the people beside you during the difficult moments, not just the successful ones. And cherish the ordinary days. Because in the end, those are the things that matter most. So my message to you is simple. Be present in your life. Class of 2026, be present tonight. Take pictures, laugh a little louder, hug your friends, thank your teachers and coaches, celebrate with your family, and hold on to this feeling for just a little longer. Because one day, without even realizing it, these moments will become memories. These people sitting beside you will become stories, and nights like this become the good old days. Class of 2026, thank you for your spirit, your resilience, your humor, your leadership, and your love for this school. You will always be Cardinals, and you'll always have a home at Southport High School. Congratulations, graduates, and one last time, as always, go Cards. All right, we're about to start the fun stuff. All right, we are about to call the names of all members of the class of 2026. After all names have been read, we will recognize the entire Southport High School class of 2026. As a school, we believe graduation ceremonies should be dignified. I request that you refrain from any type of disruption or individual recognition. When you applaud or yell loudly, the next student's name is not heard. Please be respectful of others in this process as you would ask them to respect you and your family. Please note, we will give you an opportunity to cheer after all graduates have been introduced. You'll also be given the opportunity to give your student and the entire class of 2026 a standing ovation, which they so very much deserve. And this will happen near the end of the ceremony during the presentation of graduates. At this time, would the class of 2026 please stand? Dr. Spray and members of the Board of Education, as principal of Southport High School, I hereby certify that each member receiving a diploma this evening is in good standing and has met all requirements established by the state of Indiana and Perry Township Schools and is now eligible to graduate. Class of 2026, please be seated. Mr. Woodkey and Mr. Horvath, will you please come forward to introduce our graduating class?
Gael Aguilar. Devin Madeline Andrus. Madison Elaine Calloway. Charles Edward Campbell, Jr. Alyssa Gail Doreen Cook. Moses Cheu Tung. Uriah Montiana Athalia Edmond. Aaron Ann Herway. Zacer Yang. Boy Ta Dat Long. Angel Nevea Large. Jacob Thomas Lemons. Ana Sofia Alcantara Hernandez. Janaya Luis Howard. Joseph Amari. Fernando Osvaldo Alcantara. Wajid Ali. Lucy Lal Ni Lin Dim. America Itzel Morales Rivera. Helen Nee. Rose Neon Chin Par. Isul Klein Fu. Natalie Christine Rojas. Elizabeth Louise Schmidt. Talila Everose Sizemore. Madeline Renee Stutz. Abigail Luann Wethington. Niena Gail Whitliff. Nevea Lynn Allen. Lucirio Alonzo Tochimani. Zaid Abdul Halim Al-Salam. Didier Alvarenga Martinez. Zamora Rose Anderson Mitchell. Perla Andino Sandoval. Machuzi Andolo. Aaron Angiono Hernandez. Jennifer Antoinette. Lesman Jose Antunez. Mayron Danilo Antunez. Allison Michelle Antunez Matute. Javier Arcos Cardenas. Armani Lee Asrispe. Angel Edgardo Arvelo Rivera. Caden Allen Asher. Kai Ong. Simran Badwin. Anastasia Elizabeth Balsley. Deborah Banga. Marvi Dean Adilio Baccaron. Sophie Grace Barnes. Odorina Azabegeleli. Camila Batista. Ruth Boy Tapar. Jason Doss Beach. Aaron Becerra. Levi Ray Bagley. Karen K. Bernstein. Monica Boy T. Chin. Lily Biaxin Parr. Braden Matthew Parker Byerly. Haley Brianne Bolden. Christopher Moses Bogley Jr. Juan Miguel Bonola Marcial. Journey Lee Bowman. Elijah Garland Boyd. Emmanuel Lamont Brandon. Malachi Edward Brevard. Malia Catherine Breedlove. Jada Rebecca Briones. Ariel Marie Brown. Devin Cortez Brown. Nevea Angela Calloway. Taylor C. Calvert. Wilderly Canela Arvelo. Alvin Caro Aquili. Alana Bryn Carter. Blas David Castro Juarez. Miles Lee Cottle. Jose Jesus Casares Gonzalez. Chung Keel Cheo. Devin Matthew Chance. Leda Andrea Chavez Lopez. Esther Parbar Chin.
Zing Yan Chin. Emily Datar Chin Par. McKenna Jolene Colby. Laura La Siang Sin. Zen La Singh. Aspen James Collins. Taryn Jade Collier. Edgar Arcis Correa Jr. Elizabeth Joanne Cox. Caleb David Chryselius. Chloe Rose Kripe. Dylan Pablo Cruz Islas. Neda Montserrat Cuatlacuatl. Ivan Cuatlacuatl Tepewa. Adamarie Cuatl. Yosmith Yobeth Kakul. Gavin Michael Cummins. Jonathan Kamboy Chung. Van Ta Chung. Zuremi Chung. Stephen Chung Nung. Liam Neil Daly. Adeline Justine Davis. Dantes Chosen Davis. Vicky Claire Davis. Zaya Jayani Davis. Danielle Alexandra Dean. Mason Scott Deckard. Levi Isaiah Decker. Melissa Crystal Delgado. Valeria Sofia Delgado Gonzalez. Bryce Allen DeVries. Nicholas Diaz. Niang Hum Dim. Daniel Sang Ding Sa. Cheyenne Ray Ditchley. Kaylee Nicole Ditchley. Sean Thomas Dolan. Brianna Michelle Dominguez Amato. Keldon Cecil Dulworth. Tiberius Caesar Duncan Jr. Jenna Rose Dunham. Daniela Duran. Owen Ryan DeRocher. Alexis Marie Eaton. Aminazo Mbenga. Julita Eka. Makaleli Eka. Kaylee Catherine Eddings. Dallas Dwight Edwards. Salem Jeanette Ealer. T'Challa Ian. Nathaniel Ray Elkins. Layla Hussam El Nori. John Anthony Elpers. Carlos David Ascareño Tepeya. Joangel de Jesus Espargazosa Robles. Amparo Montserrat Espinoza Reina. Yuritsi Guadalupe Esquivel Zamudio. Avery Leilani Estes. Tiba Lucia Etabo. Muntaz Khalid Ghazi Fondi. Alisa Marie Farron. Aaliyah Marie Figueroa. Alex Javier Figueroa. Fernando Alexis Fino Antunes. Mackenzie Lynn Fisher. Cruz Alexander Flores. Edwin Xavier Flores Medinez. Dagan Nicholas Fox. Kayla Marie Frost. Genesis Scarlett Funes Almendarez. Lawrence Montrez Fur. Kevin Yair Galencia Espinoza. Andrew Garcia. Josiah Zeriel Garcia. Edgar Armando Garcia Kirill. Jasmine Anne-Marie Gaw. Anaya K. Gilly. Genesis Juliana Gadinez Caraval. Logan Goff. Odeles Yetziriri Gonzalez Morales. Brian Gonzalez Briones. Joseph Emiliano Gonzalez Estrada. Urijah Roy Gray. George Troken Green. Levi Ryder Green. Anayeli Gregorio Roldan.
Shelby Renee Gregory. Daniel Guerrero. Leslie Elizabeth Guevara. Leonel Guillen II. Luis Antonio Guzman. Aylin Jasmine Guzman Salazar. Stephen Alexander Guzman Salazar. Shelby Elizabeth Hale. Jeremiah Markle Haley. Nathan Blake Hall. Jace Isaac Hancock. Morgan Lynn Harmon. Taviana Deja Harrington. Markel Juvan Hatchett. Stella Jane Heaton. Audrey Michelle Hensley. Vaughn Boy Heron. Allison Giselle Hernandez. Kevin Brian Hernandez. Aiden Miguel Hernandez Buchanan. Rafael Thomas Herrera. Samantha Maria Herrera Reyes. Lydia Joy Hiller. Ro Hu. Leon Cheyu Mung. Eong Him Sung. Von Dat Neong. Von Biak Nin. Haley J. Holland. Kristen Emily Holland. Annabelle Reese Horde. Carson Marie Alta Hostin. Jaden Lavelle Howard. Dustin Daniel Hurt. Hayden Allen Iacino. Christina Nem Eong. Remse Eong. Andres Daniel Ignacio Dorotio. Jolene Gisele Jimenez Prado. Maul John. Caitlin Joanne Johnson. Briley Elizabeth Jones. Elijah Malachi Joshua Maria Isabel Juarez Vasquez. James Ilunga Kalala. Gabriel Saeed Abraham Kashik. Hargis Carr. Abigail Briley Kelly. Hallie Scout Kenyon. Kian Kisa Kiovansoy. Tong Kai. Tong Kai. Von Ta Par Ko. Dot Hei Kun. Maridi Kiba. Allison Nicole Kiefner. Ching Son Kim. Kashindi King. Amos Kingbawa. Naomi Sandra Kampuepwe. Amaya Joe Crick. Simon Keon. Va Zi La. Pael Laitong. Gage Edward Langford. Wyatt Dean Laraway. Leslie Natasha Leon Tellis. Josiah Allen Leisure. Boy Kung Leon. Boy Tong Leon. Chonbik Leon. Daniel Chanza Leon. David Tongta Leon. Esther Leon. Jacob Leon. Johan Leon. Saul Leon. Vanta Leon. Von Ta Leon. Joseph Leon Lon. Logan Aaron Little. Robert Jeffrey Lazama. Samuel Yukonje Lloyd Jr.
Ariel Michelle Locke. Brady Thomas Logan. Yasmin Lopez. Emmanuel Lopez Ramos Jr. Aniela Dariana Lucena Largo. Robert Keith Ludlow. Joy Mai Loom. Joshua Dean Troxel Luna. Brittany Luna Tovar. Owen Carter Main. Jeffrick Lamond Majors III. Evelyn Rebecca Renee Malone. Arik Mapul Arik Malaweth. Titus Mong. Francisco Ma Kung Leah. Sean Michael Manuel. Ashley Marcial. Francisca Marcos Laqual. Daniel David Martinez. Dominic Enrique Martinez. Elvis Yael Martinez. Ray Rodrigo Martinez. Isaiah Jordan Martinez Rosemond. Leo Manuel Martinez Roseman. Davion Latrell Matthews. Riley Bruce Matlock. Hanel Matos Custodio. Ezekiel Mundala Mutamona. Moises Abindamdid Matute. Shakira Morindula. Lal Leon Moy. Monica Boysin Moy. Rose Moy. Ruth Roymang Moy. Jace Joseph Maynard. Alexander Daniel McBride. Justice Kennedy Marie McFarland. Addison Claire McGaya. Brooke Elise Marie Medley. Abel Gray Mahia. Dayani Yankarli Mahia Ocampo. Maria Fernanda Mendez Zaldivar. Ashley Selena Mendoza Cruz. Matthew Robert Myers. Danielle Renee Miller. Leah Avery Miller. Catherine Elizabeth Million. Kalijah Renee Mills. Belenga Mulisi. Giovanni Wayne Miranda. Jean-Paul Malehi. Kendi Irie Jeanette Montez Gonzalez. David Morales Perez. Matthew Moreno Vega. Itayani Yaritzi Moreno Altamirano. Vanessa Nicole Morgan. Julian Anthony Morrow. David Michael Charles Morse. Tong Sian Muan. Hagoza Mukamutara. Tong Liang Mung. Jonathan Murillo. Walagamina Muwentabatu. Joseph Rodney Tyrone Nash. Ong 9. Ebenezer Nun Tang. Samson Anyang Nguyen. Ariana Lee Nichols. Jean Gamiel Nicholas. Iris Nieto Contreras. Estrella Michelle Nieto Sanchez. Giselle Alejandra Noriega. Sing Nai Nuam. Elena Jean Nunez. Christopher Michael Orman. Sophia Marie Ornelas. Andrea Osorio. Rachel Osorio Sanchez. Corbin Sidney Owings. Devin Andres Ozolins. Jesus Adan Pablo Valderrama. Trinity Marie Palmer. Landon David Pangburn. Betty Dot Hyang Par. Elizabeth Sui Lan Par.
Farida Dot Ta Par. Grace Rodin Par. Genevieve Nim Chin Par. Melody Boy Eong Par. Siang Talin Par. Sui Par. Elong Pardona. Yorini Karina Munoz Pena. Angel Alex Perez. Jaden Baptiste Petiton. Madeline Christine Pfeiffer. Willow Rose Phillips. Tyler Joseph Purley. Benito Jesus Placencia. Diana Naeli Ponce. Sierra Page Porter. Janae Lalise Potts. Alexandros Ioannis Polakis. Andreas Polakis. Misael Ramon Prado. Brianne Alexis Pratt. Valeria Jacqueline Proa Alaman. Jeffrey Thomas Prophet. Che Vicente Puma. Braden Alexander Ramsey. Sonia Elaine Ramsey. David Patrick Redmond Jr. Craig Allen Reed Jr. Jamal Isaiah Reed. Sonia Ann Reese. Emilio Santos Guerrero. Christian Anthony Reyes Tercioso. Addison Mackenzie Rice. Isabella Joe Richardson. Mackenzie Kaylee Ritchie. Jael Kalamana Riley. Dayton Matthew Robertson. Kadarian Kentez Robinson. Stephanie Melissa Rodriguez. Natalia K. Rodriguez Brown. Francisco Javier Rodriguez Martinez. Melissa Rodriguez Hernandez. Isabella Abriana Roganti. Luis Romo Otalano. Zoe Bridget Marie Ross. Jalen Nicholas Rowe. Bibiana Raquel Raucho Aguilar. Lauren Sofia Rubiano Serrano. Jordy Danielle Ruiz Almendarez. Dunin Rumlian. Andrew Joseph Russell. Lai Cho Sa. Chia Tinpar Sekong. Angel David Salazar. Rebecca Son. Yuridia Sanchez. Biak Song. Isaac Von Lon Song. Nehemiah Sang. Ta Ne Song. Tyler Song. Darian Michael Shutley. Lucas Michael Schusler. Devin Monty Eugene Scruggs. Carlos Alberto Serrano. Osiris Alexandra Serrano Larios. Michaela Delilah Shannon. Riley Joe Shirley. Janelle Olivia Shively. Yuji Deep Shrestha. William Theodore Shreves IV. Cian Von Siam. Isham Epipeti Siomimi. Leon Lop Cian. Bahati Simon. Jameson Alea Simpson. Jabanpreet Singh. Joseph Philip Smith. Tamarie Ray Smith. Diana So. Ina Solansky. Christian Armando Solis Ocampo. Eric Fernando Soto Badarles. Lily Ann Spalding Majors. Colton Samuel Spears. Tyler Ray Staggs.
Jeremiah Dupree Stanovic. Addison Nicole Stansberry. Tiara Nicole Stevens. Adriana Michelle Sterling. Shayna Renee Stewart. Trinity Sue Steer. Haley Marie Stowell. William Hunter Strode. Hexen Diane Suezo Flores. Jeremy Sumali. Ni Len Sung. Siang Tun Sung. Feli Sungura. Nathan Everett Schweitzer. Ariane Nevea Tapscott. Anthony Javier Teapila Toel. Jose Antonio Tejada. Diana Elizabeth Tejeda. Alexander Teles Tochiamani. Emmanuel J.K. Tello Guaman. Edwin Tello Hernandez. Dulce Maria Tepuea Cueto. Juan Carlos Tepea Velasquez. Tla Ne Ta. Albert Ramlian Tong. Biaklian Tong. Daniel Tong. Hamung Uk Tong. Haman Leon Tong. Ni Ta Tong. Robert Tialhe Tong. Vanta Tong. Za Lian Tong. Van Nun Tar. Boy Lian Tong. Kung Boy Tong. Michael John Wesley Thomas II. Jonathan Levon Thompson. Elizabeth Lung Nem Tiao. Suchin Tiao. Jack Alexander Turbacio Guillermo. Dylan Isaiah Tipton. Ma Sam Tlong. Ashley Marie Trammell. Willow Marie Treater. Brandy Lynn Troxel. Tong Kim Tuong. Daryl Anthony Tyler. Priscilla. Alliance Uweze. Romina Valdez Sanchez. Arturo Valenzuela Talavera. Will Van Camp. Will Michael Van Slyke. Cesar Vasquez Cuatlacuaro. Eduardo Vega Vasquez. Israel Villagran. William Vongtu. Sin Lam Vung. Ibambe Weenge. Orion Micah Wagner. Gabriel Simone Waters. Damia Simone Watkins. Ava Renee Wiley. Abigail Lynn Williams. Anthony Howard Williams. Antonio James Williams. Jamie Lynn Williams. Trinity Lynn Williams. Tristan Dior Williams. Shaniqua Nicole Williamson. Daniel Scott Wilson. Hassani Wasesa. Muajwama Wasesa. Krishna Yen. Lily Elizabeth Humans. Molly Anne Marie Young. Beauty Zalanpar. Dialing Vanessa Zamora Reyes. Dot Yen Zing. Romy Biak Singh. David Nolaza Choza. Jareth Lee Innes. Rakia Kenye Dixon. Kamaya Passion Davis Muff. Faith Elizabeth Johnson. Hannah Erin Newman. Erilyn Shea Hutcherson. Gabriel Shane Harmon Jr. Aiden Henry Charles Quinlan.
Officers.
Okay.
Oh yeah, girl.
No, that's not one. Okay, so right after we say it.
Okay,
Wait for them.
I am. I'm putting this right here.
Right after we say class of 2020, and then I'll snap it, y'all.
Okay.
We're good. You're good.
Okay. Fellow seniors, before we celebrate, there is one final formal tradition to complete, the changing of the tassel. Please hold your celebrations until this moment is finished. Seniors, please stand.
The changing of the tassel from right to left traditionally signifies graduation.
Seniors, please place your right hand on your tassel. Class of 2026, graduates!
It is now my pleasure to present to you the graduates of Southport High School, class of 2026. Graduates. Graduates, please face the parents to your right. Graduates, turn to your right. Wave at the parents in the back. Turn to your right again. And turn to the front. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates of Southport High School. Faculty, please assume your position. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attendance. Mr. Maupin, please begin the recessional.